Okay friends, so in this video tutorial we will going to start about the biogas, right? So this will going to be the first video of biogas because the topic of biogas is quite broad, so I will going to take two video for this. So first one is, in this video we will going to talk about definition, then composition, then we will going to talk about the industrial procedure, how biogas is produced, then the four important steps of the anaerobic digestion that ultimately give us from the live feedstock or organic manure the methane. Okay, how we are getting from the live feedstock methane. Okay, so there are three procedure. One is solubilization, another one is acidogenesis, along with acetogenesis. First one is do, and the second one is to, that is to. Okay, now the last one is methanogenesis. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, biogas, as its name suggests, is the gas derived from the biological material, right? So here we are performing anaerobic digestion or fermentation of organic material. Okay, that includes manure, sewage sludge, municipal solid waste, biodegradable waste, or any other biodegradable feedstock, and it will be in anaerobic condition. Okay, so organic matter fermentation or anaerobic digestion gives us biogas. The main two components of the biogas, remember it very carefully, you may get MCQ from this, that is methane and carbon dioxide. So this gas is similar to the natural gas, and it is the byproduct of the biological breakdown of the organic material. Here we are performing a feeding reaction with the help of anaerobic bacteria, okay, that will feed the volatile solid compound of the manure. Okay, and during this degradation process the byproduct will be your biogas. Okay, so in the agricultural industry biogas can be produced from livestock manure. So composition, so the biogas consists of 60 to 80% of the methane, 20 to 40% of the carbon dioxide, and trace amount of other compound, that is 1 to 2% hydrogen sulfide, ammonia, and water vapor. So the composition of the biogas varies depending upon the origin of the anaerobic digestion process. Landfill gas typically has methane concentration around 50%. Advanced waste treatment technologies can produce biogas 50 to 75% methane containing biogas. Okay, so the main composition that you should remember, that is methane composition 55 to 75 and carbon dioxide 25 to 45. These two are important. Okay, and these are the trace elements. Now let's talk about the industrial process. So I am going to explain it in a short way, and you can use this node to prepare a note for you. So here there is a anaerobic digester named airtight tank. Okay, this airtight tank consists of heat coils. Okay, now we are adding manure here. Okay, this manure will be mixed here. Okay, now we will heating them at a temperature above 35 degrees centigrade. Okay, and as a result anaerobic bacteria will multiply, and as here we are using anaerobic bacteria, remember the container should be oxygen free. Oxygen is poisonous to anaerobic bacteria, right? Now the anaerobic bacteria who are formed, those are going to use the volatile solid compound of the manure as a food material. Okay, and during this feeding procedure as a byproduct you will get as a byproduct you will get biogas. Okay, so that is the entire thing. Now the biogas which are produced will be moved above the manure that we have used to produce the biogas. Now this biogas will be collected by a piping system. Okay, so that is the entire procedure that I have written here. A anaerobic digester where we are keeping the manures, okay, and now we are heating them at a temperature above 35 degrees centigrade, and we are using anaerobic bacteria, okay, that performs feeding reactions. This feeding reaction produce biogas as a byproduct that are collected by piping system. That is the entire concept that I have written here, okay. Now let's come here. As a result, we are getting two things, okay. One is your biogas, another one is digested manure, okay. And now very importantly, the digested manure we get is containing low amount of pathogenic organism, first thing, and the second thing is the odor of the digestive manure is much lesser than that of raw manure. So as a result, now we can use that digested manure to the land without concerning about the odor nuisance, and as here the number of pathogenic microorganism is also minimal, that is why we don't need to bother about the potential pathogen transfer, okay. So that is how biogas not only going to give us a biogas that is we can use for further process, but it also helps us to protect our environment, not only our environment, also our community, right? Now the anaerobic digestion process or the feeding process that I have told you, we will going to talk about this anaerobic digestion process in details. So first thing is the solubilization step. So the feedstock we have used will be mixed with water to produce the slurry, okay. So feedstock here mainly the cattle dung and other organic polymers which is mixed with water to produce slurry. This slurry will be treated with hydrolytic fermentative bacteria, okay, which are mostly anaerobic, okay. And as a result, the complex polymer will be degraded into organic acid and alcohol. That is the first step that converts complex polymers into organic acid, alcohols, and some simple organic molecules, okay. Now second step is acidogenesis, where we are using H2 producing acidogenic bacteria and also facultative anaerobic bacteria that will convert the simple kind of organic material that we have produced via the solubilization step into acetate, H2 and CO2 mainly, along with some other complex organic material, okay. This is the acidogenic step. Now the thing that remain complex will be break down further via acetogenic bacteria. Remember, this acetogenic bacteria perform two type of reaction. One is acetogenic dehydrogenation, another one is acetogenic hydrogenation, okay. This fatty acids that are remain even after the acidogenic step will be converted into acetate, H2 and CO2 by acetogenic dehydrogenation, okay, by obligate H2 producing acetogenic bacteria. And the other groups of bacteria can also break this acetate via acetogenic hydrogenation step and converting them into H2 plus CO2, okay. And as a result, the final product that we have get is H2O, CO2 and acetate after the solubilization, acidogenic step and acetogenic reaction, okay. Now the H2, CO2 and acetate that we have get will be treated with methanogenic bacteria, okay. That is the process called methanogenesis that will convert acetate, H2 and CO2 into methane, CO2 and water, okay, along with some other products. That is the completion of the anaerobic digestion step. Now if you look this diagram that I have downloaded from internet, so we are starting with this thing, that is particulate organic material, that is our feedstock mainly, okay. So first step is hydrolysis or solubilization. So remember another thing that I have forgotten to mention here, that is here we are using hydrolytic fermentative bacteria which is also anaerobe, right? So after that we will get amino acid, sugar, alcohol, fatty acid. Acidogenic bacteria will convert them into intermediate products, volatile fatty acid, acetate, propionate, ethanol, lactate. Now, acidogenic bacteria will convert them into acetate and H2O CO2. Okay. Now, there are two different steps, acetoclastic and hydrogenotropic, that ultimately gives you biogas, mainly methane. Okay. So, that is the idea of biogas production. So don't bother about this, that acetoclastic and hydrogenotropic. So I have mentioned it as methanogenesis step. Okay, that is performed by methanogenic bacteria. Okay, so that is the concept of biogas production. So in the next video we will going to talk about the use of biogas, then what are the microorganisms that we can use in the biogas production, then the mechanism of the biogas, then the factor affecting the biogas production, as well as advantage and disadvantage. Okay, so stay tuned.